Hello there, and welcome. Hi guys, Darkest Star ASMR here, and welcome to another rant video from my bed. It's been a little bit chilly outside today, so I've mostly been inside. It's Sunday after all, you know. However, I've been working on my shopper. I am going to repaint it, so I have started by, well, taking a sandpaper like this and started to work on like edges. And things like that. I have put on the first layer of coat, as you can see. It was black before. I also polished the tank gas cap. So yeah, but I'm waiting for it to become warmer outside because I can't really spray paint when it's cold. You know, it's not like the northern, the North Pole or anything, but it's like maybe 2 or 3 degrees plus Celsius. And I want it to be a little bit warmer before I actually start to continue painting. So I'm taking the time to do this inside. So yeah. And with that said, today's video is going to be a little bit game oriented actually. One of the reasons I haven't been uploaded as much, well, it was before this, but it's become worse. I got an Xbox One and I'm currently playing Fallout 4, this is one of the 2 games that I actually have. I also have Final Fantasy 15, I think, yeah. So I have had a hard time to like stop playing and filming. I am gonna film a new vampire video pretty soon. I have a new like outline for a completely new kind of like story arc with new characters and stuff like that, which I hope will be cool. So I have a lot of ideas, but I have been playing a lot. So it was just now that I got an Xbox One. I've only had the Xbox 360, the PS2, Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, Nintendo 8, well, you know. But the Xbox One is the only console from the current generation that I have. I have no PlayStation 4, even though I would love one in the future maybe. Anyway, so I've always been a huge role-playing fan. Not online role-playing games. I don't like online games at all. Well, I kind of tend to like playing a little bit of Unreal Tournament or Quake, you know, just for 10 minutes or so, just blow shit up. But yeah, I've played all the previous Fallout, even Fallout 1 on the PC and 2. Also played Fallout Brotherhood of Steel on the Xbox, which I actually liked. Many people... That's not the Corona, by the way. Not many people give that enough credit, I think. I think it's a cool action RPG, kind of in the vein of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Anyway, Fallout 4. The first thing that occurred to me when or not Fallout 4, Xbox One in general. The first thing that happened when I turn it on was that it installed a huge, I don't know, update or something like that. It took a while since my internet isn't like the best, but it wasn't so bad, you know. I waited for 10 or 20 minutes or something, I don't know. Then I started up, and the first thing I realized was, where's my Xbox avatar? And I did create a new one with the new avatar features, which was okay, you know. So I did that just to have it done. And then I was like, where's my achievements? Where's my friends? I gotta say, even now I had the Xbox for like, since last week, I still haven't control over the menus. I think they are pretty all over the place actually, compared to the old Xbox 360. So yeah, but I'm getting the hang of it. Yeah. Well, then Fallout 4. So I purchased Xbox Gold because I want to take, you know, get some of the available shit that's on Xbox Gold. Like if I want to play with someone, I will want to have the opportunity to do so. Anyway, and the first thing that happens is that it has to install a huge update, and I'm like, what the? You know, I want to play the game, goddammit. Well, okay, so I uploaded the Fallout game with the, I don't know, whatever. And then I started it. And the first thing I realized was that the loading times are way shorter than on Xbox 360. I don't know if that's, you know, all games or just the ones I have. But yeah. And you can also like press, just a moment. Most of you probably already know this and have an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4. But when you press the home button, you actually can go into the menus even though the game is still on, and do things, you know, if you want to download something. And then you just can press the Fallout or whatever game you have, and it goes straight back into action. That was cool. It also starts up a lot quicker than the 360. So yeah, positively surprised when it came to the loading times and the accessibility to the game when it's downloaded. So how did it look? I've only seen like Xbox One games on YouTube, I've never seen them in real life. And the first thing that came to mind is, if you just watch at it really, really quick, I'm like, couldn't they have run this on the 360? Then you start to realize probably not, because there's no the animations is not as stiff as it was in Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. The hair is more like, not like spaghetti. And I'm sorry, but they are driving outside again. Oh my god. Fat boy. I'm not going to edit this out, I don't care. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, and the character creation was awesome. You know, I try to create, I always play with female characters because they are much more fun to play around with than men. Men are just like stereotypical, I don't know. I'm a guy, you know, let me be a woman for once. Anyway, so it's good looking. The weather, yeah, maybe the textures when you get close up aren't that huge of a deal, but overall it looks good, and it plays awesome. I actually got the feeling that this almost felt like a remake of Fallout 3. You know, you start out in a vault, you have to search for a relative, in this case your son. In Fallout 3 it was your dad. And yeah, I love it. I just can't stop playing. I just want to discover more and more and more of the world, you know, and find all this cool stuff. Love Fallout. Then I got Game Pass, which it's called, I guess. And I really have no clue yet how it works. So apparently you can download games for free and play. Do you have to keep them? I have no clue, because I was like, I wonder what happens with my final. That was the Final Fantasy 15 one, by the way. I wonder what happens if I turn off the internet and then tries to start the game. Maybe it says like you have to be connected, but you didn't. You could start it. So yeah, I have no clue how it works. But at least I paid, it was kind of like a bonus thing, like $1 for a month of Game Pass. So yeah, and then I don't know what the cost is each month. I might not renew it, But I have 1 month to play Final Fantasy 15 if it goes away when my subscription goes away for the Game Pass. I don't know. And if I'm not finished, I might buy it. I mean, it has a couple of years now. It's pretty not that expensive. So yeah, I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. Let's just start by saying that. I think I played all Final Fantasy games available. Yeah, I think except maybe 4. I don't know if that's not available. Well, I played them all. Final Fantasy Tactics. I have even played that fighting game Square Enix gave out on the PS1. Guys or something like that. Well, and my favorite Final Fantasy game of all times is, no surprise, Final Fantasy 7. Then it's Final Fantasy 10, 9, 8, 6. I can't really. They are good, all of them, up until 12, which I didn't like at all. The only thing that was fun with that was Fran, the girl with the rabbit ears. I can't even remember the story. That's when they started to go downhill. I kind of enjoy Final Fantasy 13. I liked Lightning basically because he was a clone of Cloud. But it wasn't like, first of all, it didn't have that which I love. It kind of like give you kind of like a feeling that you have accomplished your goal. And I thought many people have said that the music in Final Fantasy 13 was good, but I can't remember one tune. For me, it just sounded like elevator music, and it sucked. I never played Final Fantasy 13 Part 3. I might do that someday, but I don't like time-based games, and yeah. So anyway, I thought that Final Fantasy 15. Oh, and I never played the online Final Fantasies because I don't like online games. I thought Final Fantasy 15 would redeem it because from what I've seen, it kind of looks like classic Final Fantasy, And this is so weird. I started the game, and the first thing that I hear is "Stand By Me," the old song, while these 4 guys like tow a truck on the road, and I was like, what the beep? This is Final Fantasy. They've always kind of like have verged on being kind of realistic in some ways, but they never taken things from real life and put in their game, so that put me off immediately. I was like, no, this is a game on a far planet, far away. Yeah. And then they started to walk around, and it was a huge world, and it looked so amazing, but there was nothing in it. I walked basically for 10 minutes without seeing a monster or finding anything, and I really started to hate the game with a passion, and I was like 1.5 hours into it. And I didn't like the characters. They were like copy-paste anime guys, no. And I was at the verge of uninstall it and pretend it didn't even happen. But I continued to play, and The first mission that I really enjoyed was when you were supposed to find fish for a cat, which was extremely cute. But then something happened. I was going to a ranch to like watch chocobos or something. I thought finally something that's connected to Final Fantasy, except the guy who named Sid showed up. And I got a mission to exterminate the behemoth so I could ride chocobos. And somewhere on the way to that behemoth, my heart kind of started to like the characters and their banter between each other. And then this huge behemoth shows up, and you're like, you have to sneak behind him and stuff like that. And I finally defeated him, and I got to take out the chocobos. Oh yeah, and there was before this also the town or the city and the king had died in a cutscene, which also didn't really invest me. But when I got up on those chocobos and that theme song started to play and I rode around, my heart kind of like opened up, and I'm like, this feels really good. And the more I play, the more opens up. The empty world that I thought was just empty is now filled with, question marks and objectives, and you have to go into these old tombs and find weapons and stuff. So, I like it actually more than Final Fantasy 13 at the moment. I think I will love this game as time goes on. The only thing that I still don't like is how they mishandled the fantasy object of the game, because it feels so schizophrenic, it's sick. You have like kings with armor and knights with swords and airships and shit like that. Like a Final Fantasy game, And then all of a sudden you come to a town and you kind of see people in baseball caps and like t-shirts with... And it feels so twisted, so split. It feels like they are from a completely different game, a game set in our world. And when you start with the story and everything, you get these floating cities and Final Fantasy, man. And that's something that I don't understand. And a missed opportunity, totally missed. So yeah, that was my initial thoughts on these two games. And I'm going to stop this video because Mom's dog is starting to bark. This will not be relaxing, I'm so sorry. But it's Sunday after all. And yeah, let's start by making everything blip and blip around there. Where's my sledgehammer? Okay, so yeah. Next video will probably be a role-playing video. I hope that you have a lovely, lovely Sunday. I will see you in the next video, and remember, there can't be any light without darkness. Goodbye.